Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott are already having a messy public fallout after Kylie reportedly exposed him for being a bad father. But now things are getting even uglier because Kim Kardashian has entered the drama and is accusing Travis of a whole lot more behind the scenes. It all started at Coachella in April 2017. Kylie and Travis were first spotted hanging out together at the Coachella Music Festival and were even snapped by paparazzi holding hands. Kylie had just ended a long relationship with Tyga, and apparently the pair had already been friends for a while, so they were building on strong foundations. What happened next was fast. Many of Jenner's fans who were at the festival spotted the budding couple holding hands. Jenner and Scott seemed to really hit it off at Coachella because the makeup mogul decided to spend the rest of the summer with Scott on the road. Kylie herself confirmed this in a GQ interview, saying Coachella was one of the stops on his tour. So he said, "I'm going back on tour. What do we want to do about this?" By late 2017, Kylie was pregnant. She was 20 years old. On February 1st, 2018, Kylie gave birth to their daughter, Stormy Webster. Kylie kept her pregnancy a secret until 5 days after Stormy was born. She hid from the world for months, choosing to protect that moment in the most private way a Kardashian ever has. When she finally shared the news, the internet broke. A source close to Kylie was quoted as saying, "Despite being new parents, Kylie and Travis are still in a new relationship too. Kylie is happy with their living situation. Travis is a great dad. When he wants to work, Kylie is supportive. She has everything she needs right now and seems very happy." For a while, it looked like this couple was built for the long haul. Jenner and Scott made their first official appearance together as a couple at the 2018 Met Gala. This was also Jenner's first public appearance after giving birth to Stormy. They posed for GQ together, graced red carpets, and Travis was even talking about marriage. In a December 2018 Rolling Stone interview, he said, "We'll get married soon. I've just got to sturdy up. I've got to propose in a fire way." But the engagement never came, and what did come was something nobody saw coming. A slow, quiet unraveling that would play out over the next 5 years, hidden behind coordinated Instagram posts and curated public appearances. Reports circulated about Travis and other women. Cheating allegations surfaced. And then, in October 2019, Jenner and Scott called things off. When Stormy was over a year old, at the time, an insider told people they are both great parents and will co-parent. They don't want their split to affect Stormy too much. As soon as they felt they couldn't figure out their issues, they decided to separate so their disagreements won't affect Stormy. But even after that first breakup, the two stayed in each other's orbit. The door was never fully closed. Despite their break, Kylie gushed over co-parenting with Scott, telling Harper's Bazaar in March 2020 that they're best friends who want what's best for Stormy. And then, quarantine happened. They broke up in September 2019, but quarantined together during the COVID-19 pandemic. For the sake of their daughter, and ended up rekindling their relationship, the pandemic pushed them back together, and that reunion produced their second child. On September 7th, 2021, after weeks of speculation, Jenner revealed that she and Scott were expecting their second child. Jenner gave birth to their son in February 2022, so by early 2022, Kylie and Travis had 2 children together, Stormy and a baby boy they initially named Wolf. But 1 month later, she told fans that her son's name was no longer Wolf, explaining that she and Scott just really didn't feel like it was him. They later renamed him Air. And in that same period, something catastrophic happened in Travis's professional world that would shake the foundation of everything around him, including his family. On November 5th, 2021, 10 people were killed in a crowd surge. At the rapper's Astroworld festival in November 2021, Travis faced public scrutiny in recent years following the deaths of 10 people in a crowd crush at Astroworld Festival, the music festival he founded. The tragic incident led to a police investigation and to numerous lawsuits being filed against the event. Kylie was at the festival that night. She was pregnant with Air. Shortly after the festival, Kylie, who had been at the show with her and Travis's then 3-year-old daughter Stormy, took to Instagram to share her and her partner's heartache at the situation. "Travis and I are broken and devastated. My thoughts and prayers are with all who lost their lives, were injured or affected in any way by yesterday's events." The tragedy cast a long, dark shadow over Travis's entire career. He withdrew from the public eye. Endorsement deals were paused, concerts were canceled, the internet turned hostile, and through all of it, Kylie stood by him. She attended his first TV performance since the tragedy. She brought Stormy to his events, and she publicly defended him when the world seemed ready to cancel him entirely. But behind the scenes, the relationship was fracturing. A rift then began to grow between Kylie and Travis, with the family deciding to spend the Christmas period apart. The strain of the public scrutiny, the legal fallout, and the constant pressure of being one of the most watched couples on Earth was taking its toll. Us Weekly broke the news in January 2023 that Kylie and Scott, who share kids Stormy and Air, had called it quits after 6 years of dating. Kylie and Travis are off again. They were supposed to spend the holidays together, but she went to Aspen to be with her family and friends up there. This has happened so many times before, but this time, something was different. Later, in June 2023, 2 months after Kylie first sparked romance rumors with Timothée Chalamet, a source told us that her friends felt her split from Scott was final. Even though Kylie and Travis have broken up and gotten back together a number of times, their friends feel like they're finally done for good. It's clear they're both in a different space this time around and are happy to focus on co-parenting their kids rather than also trying to make things work romantically again. Kylie and Travis are handling things really well, and they communicate amazingly, or so the world was told, because what emerged next painted a very different picture of what was really happening between these two co-parents behind closed doors, and how the Kardashian family, especially Kim, was watching it all unfold. On the surface, Travis and Kylie appeared to be the gold standard for celebrity co-parenting. Kylie Jenner and her rapper ex-partner Travis Scott are parents to 2 children, Stormy and Air. And while they're no longer a couple, it seems they've got their co-parenting routine sorted. Stormy and Air live between Kylie and Travis's homes, splitting their time between Kylie's native California and Travis' home in Texas. Stormy attends school in California, and Kylie says her entire schedule is organized around the 2 youngsters. If I'm away, if I'm in New York, for example, they're with their father, Kylie told British Vogue. On the very rare occasions Kylie and Travis are both traveling, Stormy and Air join Khloe Kardashian at home with her kids True and Tatum, and Rob Kardashian's daughter Dream, who also spends much of her time with Khloe. Travis, for his part, was talking up the fatherhood role in every interview he gave. "You can't crash out," Travis explained in an interview with Rolling Stone published Jan 21. "You can't do a lot of crazy est like you would." He painted himself as a reformed man, someone who had traded the chaos for stability. His focus is sharp, intentional, and centered on being present for daughter Stormy 7 and son Air 3. Fatherhood, according to Scott, demands discipline. He explained that having children forces him to slow down and think long-term. There is no room for crashing out or living on impulse. He even outlined specific parenting philosophies. He said he and Kylie use a more natural vibe with parenting, like more self-discipline, to raise Stormy and Air. He talked about taking his son Air to Disney Imagineering and watching his mind light up. Despite embracing technology in his career, Scott draws a firm boundary when it comes to artificial intelligence and his children. He said his kids do not use AI, and that decision is intentional. His reasoning is rooted in development. "My kids don't have AI," he told Rolling Stone. "Having AI right now will compress their ability for their brain to maximize." Meanwhile, Kylie was carrying the weight of single parenthood. While running a billion-dollar business empire, maintaining her presence in fashion and beauty, and navigating a new relationship with Timothée Chalamet, she told Kid Cudi on his podcast in 2026 that it's definitely a lot. She explained that her mornings revolve entirely around her children. "If I don't wake myself up, they're waking me up." The 27-year-old shared she struggled with postpartum depression for over a year after having Stormy, as well as major baby blues after Era arrived in 2022. Through all of this, the mental health battles, the business demands, the single parenting, Kylie kept a brave face. She didn't air her grievances publicly, but here's where it gets complicated. In August 2022, back when Jenner and Scott were still on, a source told Entertainment Tonight about their co-parenting relationship. "Things between Kylie and Travis are going super well. They have really mastered being together and successfully co-parenting. It's really working for them and they are just living life. They're doing fantastic as parents of 2. Travis is very involved as a father and Kylie loves that." But was he truly very involved? Because the picture that was about to emerge, thanks in part to revelations from within the Kardashian family, would tell a starkly different story. This is where Kim Kardashian enters the conversation. The Kardashian-Jenner family has always operated as a tightly controlled unit. Every public statement is measured. Every interview is strategic. So when Kim started making comments about Travis Scott, people paid attention. Kim Kardashian is still kicking it with Travis Scott. Indeed, the Skims founder revealed she is obsessed with the Sicko Modi rapper's ongoing shoe collaboration with Nike. "I'd say the most shoes I have are Travis," Kim told Complex in an interview published Feb. 2. On the surface, this looked like a casual, harmless comment. Kim loves Travis's shoes, so what? But the subtext was deeper. By maintaining a visible, friendly relationship with Travis, showing up at events together, calling him for shoe favors, keeping him in the family fold, Kim was simultaneously signaling to the public that Travis was still family, while also positioning herself close enough to observe exactly what was happening between him and Kylie. Travis Scott joined his ex-girlfriend Kylie Jenner's sisters, Kim Kardashian and Khloe Kardashian, and their mom Kris Jenner at the Nike Skims launch event in New York City, Sept. 24. Travis, who shares kids Stormi and Air with Kylie, initially arrived at the presentation solo, later posing for pictures with the Kardashian stars. The scene at that event was telling. His appearance has since generated mixed reactions from commenters online, with many highlighting a supposed uneasiness in Travis Scott's demeanor. One fan claimed that Kim Kardashian's mannerisms were making the musician uncomfortable. Some commenters noticed something off about the dynamic, a tension simmering beneath the polished photos and practiced smiles. Now here's the thing about the Kardashian family. They have been through this exact scenario before. Kim herself watched her ex-husband Kanye West go through public controversies, erratic behavior, and co-parenting challenges. She knows what it looks like when a father figure starts pulling away. She knows the signs, and she reportedly started noticing those same patterns with Travis. The family watched as Travis, despite his public declarations about fatherhood, was spending increasingly large amounts of time touring, recording, and building his Cactus Jack empire. Following a series of controversies, and 5 years after the release of Astroworld, Scott released Utopia, his fourth studio album, which became his fourth consecutive #1 album on the Billboard 200, with 496,000 equivalent album units in its opening week. While Kylie was waking up at dawn to make coffee before the kids got up, coordinating school schedules, and managing 2 businesses, Travis was headlining festivals around the globe. In November 2025, she took the stage with Scott in Tokyo to perform the song. People reported, "Sure, he brought Stormi on stage in Tokyo, but there's a gulf of difference between a splashy concert cameo and the daily grinding reality of showing up as a parent." Then came the music. Fast forward to 2023, 5 years since he released his last album, Astroworld, when Travis Scott released his album, Utopia. Rumor has it he's used the album to make some digs at Kylie's new flame. Rather than focusing his energy on his children, Travis's single Meltdown appeared to take a swipe at their romance. At the end of the song's second verse, the rapper makes reference to Willy Wonka. The character Timothy plays in the upcoming film Wonka. And more recently, Kylie Jenner's ex Travis Scott, with who she shares kids Stormi and Air, referenced her viral 445 CCE, moderate profile comments about her silicone breast implants in Don Toliver's Rosary. So while Travis was busy making subliminal jabs at his ex in music, the question hanging in the air was clear. Where was that energy when it came to actually being there for Stormi and Air? The Kardashian family was watching all of this, and they had been through it before with Kanye. They knew how the story ended when a famous father prioritized his public persona over his private responsibilities. Then came the bombshell. Kylie Jenner reportedly called out Travis Scott during an interview, saying that ever since their relationship ended, he hasn't been checking on their kids, and also stopped sending the $200K child support. According to reports, Travis claimed Kylie is wealthy enough to handle everything on her own. Now, let's put this in context. She has also been named as the youngest self-made billionaire by Forbes. At the age of 21, Jenner's worth was reported to be $1 billion. Her makeup company, Kylie Cosmetics, is valued at $950 million. Kylie is, by any measure, enormously wealthy. It's about both parents contributing to the upbringing of children they both created. Since Jenner earns a significantly higher amount than Scott, the rapper could ask child support from the makeup mogul. Travis can ask for child support, and since his income is significantly lower than Kylie's, even though she may have more custodial time, it's certainly possible that Kylie could even be paying Travis child support. Even if she has more time, she's very susceptible. the lawyer told Hollywood Life. Ironically, legal experts had previously suggested that it could be Kylie paying Travis, not the other way around. The fact that there was reportedly a $200K monthly payment going from Travis to Kylie suggests there may have been a private arrangement in place, one that Travis allegedly decided to stop honoring. Kim Kardashian's role in all of this has been as the family's quiet observer and strategic communicator. Through her public comments, her appearances with Travis, and her own experience navigating co-parenting with Kanye West, Kim has been gradually laying breadcrumbs for the public. Her willingness to maintain a relationship with Travis while simultaneously being Kylie's closest confidant meant she was in a unique position to see both sides. And here's the reality that the situation exposes. While Travis Scott was giving eloquent interviews to Rolling Stone about the joys of fatherhood, about taking heir to Disney Imagineering, about how you can't crash out when you have children, there was apparently a very different reality playing out behind the scenes. One where the phone calls stopped, where the checks stopped coming, where Kylie was left to shoulder the full emotional and logistical burden of raising 2 children while their father toured the world. Kylie gushed to British Vogue in 2024, "No matter what I'm going through or what I look like or what the internet writes about me that day, I come home and my kids just love me unconditionally. They're just obsessed with me, and that's taught me to walk through life a little easier." Those words hit differently now, knowing what she was going through privately. Even the most recent birthday celebration for Stormi and Air tells a layered story. Travis and Kylie, who dated off and on between 2017 and 2023, recently proved they are all in on their kids, celebrating Stormi and Air's back-to-back birthdays with an elaborate joint birthday party, complete with Labubus, monster trucks, and a custom roller skating rink. In one video from the event, the Kylie Cosmetics founder, whose boyfriend is Timothée Chalamet, supported Aerie on her hip as she held a mic and sang happy birthday to her kids, while Travis stood close by snapping pics of the heartwarming moment. It looked picture-perfect on camera. But now we know there was turbulence beneath the surface. Missing child support payments, absent phone calls, and a mother at the end of her rope trying to hold it all together. The truth, as it often does with the Kardashian-Jenner world, exists somewhere between the polished public image and the raw private reality. Travis Scott is not the villain of a simple narrative, and Kylie Jenner is not helpless. But what Kim Kardashian helped bring to light, whether through her comments, her strategic positioning, or the family's collective decision to stop protecting Travis's image, is that fatherhood is not a press tour. It's not an interview soundbite about self-discipline and AI restrictions. It's the 6 a.m. wake-up calls and the 2 a.m. fevers. It's the school pickups and the bedtime routines. It's the monthly contributions that say, "These are my children too." What Travis Scott really did to Kylie behind the scenes, according to the picture that's now emerging, is something painfully ordinary. He stepped back. He let the fame, the tours, the music, and the public persona take priority. And in doing so, he left the mother of his children to carry a weight that was always meant for 2. Kim Kardashian, who has navigated her own version of this exact story, understood that better than anyone. And when the family decided it was time for the truth to come out, they didn't need a press conference. They just needed to stop covering for him.